Welcome to part 79, and yeah, this is for everyone who cried and bitched about this chapter. Ah, yes. All those people who has been crying and whining about this chapter coming up. Clearly, none of you have played not only chapter 10, but also Guravagan in Final Fantasy 12. Because that is legit complaints.
I feel I've earned the right to call you not. For a moment I felt death's chill wind. Such is the might of the gods. But then I remembered I'm immortal. Such is my blessing and curse. Your attack hurt me, nevertheless. My feelings, at least. And after all the memories we've shared, remember this. I should have asked if you remember him. Truly a blast from the past. Nay. You mustn't take what's not yours.
Where is he?
He? The little gunman's a short shot away.
Where?
Where else but Gralia, the seat of the Empire? I'm sure he'll be delighted to see you. And you might even find your crystal. With all these demons about, you could certainly use it. Off you go, then. I wouldn't want to keep you from your friend.
You all saw that device he was holding in his hand, right? That device completely canceled out Noctis's abilities. Probably the biggest complaint of Chapter 13. Oh, and by the way, you guys clearly didn't see that glitching just now, right? And it was just me. It was just me. But, yes. Here we are. Chapter 13, the most reviled chapter in the entirety of the game. Oh, it's not chapter 10 with the bullshit game over, so no, it's this chapter. And yet everybody enjoyed the Assassin's Creed Festival, which pretty much did the exact same thing. Yeah, see how hypocrisy works? It works really well. And all that drama you saw the first 42 seconds of the part, that's just a small taste of the many articles that bashed Chapter 13. And it's because of those articles, episode Gladiolus was rushed. Not just that, we have an alternate version of Chapter 13. So you can thank them for all the bullcrap.
We should be drawing close to Gralia.
Yeah. I can't imagine what it'll be like.
Swarming with demons, but you knew that.
Huh. Don't remind me.
Once we arrive, we'll make for the keep.
The keep?
Zegnortus, an Imperial megafortress said to be impregnable.
With Prompto and the crystal inside it.
What goes in must come out. So, are we buying the story that the crystal can purge demons?
The proof is in the purging, but it does stand to reason. We've observed that as the nights have grown longer, the demon hordes have grown stronger. If they are in fact averse to the crystal's light, it could save not only Lucis, but the world.
We'll find out once we take it back.
The hell?
What is it?
My guess, something to sidetrack us. What now? Whoa!
Let's get to work.
What's wrong?
Weapons.
Get back! Run! Come on, move it!
Yeah, your weapons are gone now. And also, you can't use Umbra. So, yeah, you're gonna be SOL for the first part of Chapter 13.
Only a matter of time before we run.
Although Gladio and Ignis can easily use their weapons, you can't. So you're gonna have to try to outrun these Snaga and at least get to your car. So if you haven't gotten anything on this train, well, you won't be able to, because it'll disappear.
Strap in.
Yeah, gun it.
And now it's time for us to get the hell out of Dodge. And at least beat the clock. No, I'm not kidding. Beat the clock and getting yourself through Xenogoddess' front gate.
Pedal to the metal.
That's the idea.
This is a driving section where you're going to be behind the wheel and not Ignis because he's blind.
Where are we now?
Inside a tunnel. On the
Unfortunately, this will be the last time we get to see the Regalia.
Hang on.
I know, it sucks and so does my driving, but for the most part, this is a race against the clock. Man, this is ridiculous. Well, that's what you would say when you first start out. But as you can clearly see, the demons made a total mess of the capital, like what Biggs and Wedge said. Oh, and by the way, I wouldn't even dream of trying to drive through these explosions, but one of the explosions is going to hit you and spin out your car. It's bound to happen. There's nothing you can do about it. As you can see.
Just focus on your driving.
You can do it, girl. You can get through this.
And, well, we're almost there to the end. And of course, one of those things hit the Regalia. And the Regalia smoking, obviously. By the way, if you don't make it to the gate by the time is up, well, guess what? Game over. You lose. So we've made it, but the Regalia is definitely worse for wear.
That's all she's got.
It'll do. Dad. Thanks for everything.
Are we seriously marching into the capital empty-handed?
And with no assurances, the crystal can beat back the demon hordes.
Guess we'll find out the hard way. No turning back now, right?
And we're about to come up to the crossroad, the infamous crossroad where everyone bitched and complained until the new update came that added in a second part of this chapter.
Hey! Ignis! Gladio!
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for the whining and the complaining. And now, we're going to be playing as Gladiolus and Ignis, to show off Gladiolus anyway. And besides, you can access Chapter 13 Verse 2 in the special options. But originally, you would be stuck with Noctis, going solo. And despite what you think, Gladio and Ignis is actually harder than Noctis because they barely have any items. So yeah, keep that in mind, geniuses. Oh, and thanks to this, the Ring of the Luci is actually stronger than what Gladio and Ignis have together. So bravo! Bravo! All of your bitching and complaining had actually made Chapter 13 more difficult than what it originally was for Ignis and Gladio. Congratulations! Oh, and bear in mind, there is one thing I knew about the episodes. Ignis, Gladio, and Prompto barely has any of the items that Noctis has on hand, so they're going to have to scrounge up their own items. Which pretty much means that if you get into a battle that you can't win, well, guess what? You're bound to die. And we have no one to blame but the crybabies who cried and complained about Chapter 13. Yeah. But the only real complaint was the Ring of the Luci. That was the only thing that needed to be, fixed. Other than that, they really didn't need to do anything with Chapter 13 because it really wasn't that hard. Once you got your weapons back, it was easy as smooth sailing.
Going up.
Is there a way forward?
Well, there's a way, but I don't see us going forward without facing off with the demons.
But now Noct is facing them alone. There must be some way we can help him.
Perhaps I could be of service.
What are you doing here?
Why, I come bearing gifts.
The hell?
See? Gifts. Now, I believe a thank you is in order.
For what? Another one of your stupid tricks?
Here I am, helping for a change, but I can see I'm not wanted.
I'm loath to trust him.
Same. But at this point, we need all the help we can get.
So now we have Gladiolus' gameplay. Might as well show that off. So how does Gladiolus' gameplay works? Oh, I think I just passed up something. Crap. But anyway, Gladiolus' gameplay works like this. The more you do damage, and the more you dodge and strike in the midst of a battle, like, the more you keep up a combo, that is. You see that multiplier that's right next to Gladio's life gauge? It'll get higher. And the more you constantly keep up the combo, the higher the damage gauge goes, and the damage gauge will actually cause you to do one-hit kills to enemies. That's all well and good. Here is the problem with episode Gladiolus and Ignis and Prompto. They all have that combo meter too. But the downside of having that combo meter is, once you get hit, that combo meter will actually drain. And once you're wildly swinging and missing, like apparently I was, because I guess I was asleep when I made this, so I wanted to get through with Chapter 13 as quickly as humanly possible, your combo meter will drain. And also, unlike Noctis, which you can actually refill your health after every battle, Gladio does not. You have to actually pick up items.
A situation has arisen in several research sectors. All civilians must relocate to their designated refuge stations immediately. Failure to evacuate will result in incarceration or other appropriate disciplinary procedures. This emergency broadcast will repeat until the situation has been resolved. The Imperial Security Bureau thanks you for your cooperation.
You think that situation is us? Or something else?
The latter, I presume. Whatever it is must be a matter of considerable scale to warrant such a warning.
Oh, here's the funny part about this. Ignis and Prompto, they could actually heal after battle. They'll slowly but surely heal after every battle, but Gladio does not. Oh, also, forgot to mention this. Any damage done to Ignis will be done to Gladio. So, after whining and complaining about having a hard time in Chapter 13, again, I say, you make it harder. And what did that accomplish? Not a goddamn thing. Congratulations. Oh, by the way, there's an Arachne. Don't care because I easily killed it. Because primarily, it's you beat up the enemy before the enemy attacks Ignis. And if the enemy attacks Ignis, Gladio will be losing health. Shame. Shame on everyone who bitched about this chapter. Shame. Because, in quite honesty, this chapter is not that bad. Yeah, they could have done better with the Ring of Lushai, but still. This chapter is nowhere near as bad as verse 2. Because it brought back something that made Cartanica a very terrible dungeon, and that is keeping an eye on Ignis. Yes, he can fight, but again, let me reiterate, every time Ignis takes damage, Gladio takes damage too. And he gets into fights that sometimes he can't win. And he's also a part of the boss's combo. So, yeah, he's not gonna fall. If anything, he'll probably revive you. But that's the only thing you need to look forward to. And bear in mind, every time you're revived, you only revive a small portion, not the whole thing. Oh, by the way, you're being lured by Ardyn, just letting you know. And Noctis has to go through this too.
Found some kind of secret passage.
Led here by our guide.
Long as it's a step in the right direction, I'll take it.
Well, at least Ardyn's trolling is kept to a minimum.
Wherever it is, it's a mess.
Noctis, on the other hand, he's being trolled to death. I guess that's what everybody was bitching about.
Report from the Imperial Defense Force. The demon outbreak stemming from several research facilities has been suppressed in most areas. Magitech infantry units have been deployed to remaining sectors. The situation is under control. For your safety, a temporary curfew is imposed on all city areas. Your cooperation is required to ensure the security of yourself and other civilians. This broadcast will repeat until the curfew has been lifted and order fully restored.
Oh, they've got their hands full. Bet they never thought their little pets would bust out of their cages.
I doubt even the demons could simply escape from such a secure facility. It's more likely their master set them free.
Yeah. In case y'all haven't noticed, Ardyn's a dick. By the way, that's top tier levels of trolling and... Oh, there's these guys. Let's pick this up here. And let's start kicking ass and taking names. Because these are the Imperial soldiers that everyone complains about in the South sections. Noctis, at first, couldn't actually fight them, but he started getting new skills that more and more skills that'll allow him to not only survive, but just take out every last enemy that stands in his way. And also, he had items, something which Gladio is lacking. Okay, let's see. I think we are going to have to go this way because this is the way Ardyn wants us to go. And it comes to this computer.
Hey, Iggy. Think we might have found
So all we need to do is activate, and by the way, because of the new addition, well, they actually added in some plot, which would probably make some things in Chapter 13 a little bit more clearer.
I'm more of a low-tech kind of guy, but I'll see what I can do. What have we here? Huh. Looks like they wiped everything.
All of it.
Yep. Wait, I got something. There's one surveillance tape they forgot to erase. Almost like they wanted us to see it.
Well, then we best have a look. Whatever's on that tape might help us locate Noct and Prompto.
What of the Hydrian's power? What of my precious ring?
By the hand of the Oracle, they are with the king now, their rightful owner. And someday soon he shall use them to purge our star of its scourge.
But the crystal is mine. I am the one true king.
Nay, it is Noctis and none other. Certainly not a puppet of the darkness and the demons it has borne.
You are the puppet, and you must die.
At last you have arrived, Noctis. The gods have shown you their favor. As blood of the Oracle, I present you your father's glaive. Now, go forth, my king. Shine your light unto the world.
Spare me your sycophancy. I've indulged your false heroism for far too long.
You tried to save the world in my stead, but it wasn't enough. The crystal chose me, not you. Oh, rejection hurts, doesn't it?
Was that Noct?
No, just that scumbag Chancellor posing as him.
It sounded like Ravus tried to return His Majesty's sword.
Yeah, guess he finally got over his grudge. Even called Noct his king. Let's move. If that's what he did to Ravus, there's no telling what he'll do to Noct.
Well, more top tier level of trolling at the hands of Ardyn. I'm not surprised. But we'll be heading into the elevator soon, and we will actually see exactly what the hell happened to Idolus. Well, Idolus was actually turning into a demon, in case you were wondering. And, well, Ardyn tricked Idolus into thinking that he was the one true king.
Then there's a high probability the crystal passed through here at some point.
Which was not true. And also, that led him to actually make a contract with Ardyn, I guess. And this also allowed him to temporarily control the demons, not knowing that he would eventually become one himself. So Ardyn played him like a fiddle. Oh, this is great. By the way, this is probably the biggest complaint of everyone. The Gargantuan. It's pretty much an Iron Giant, but it is actually a stronger version. You'll have to defeat this thing, and normally people would actually rush into this game and not do any of the side quests, which would have actually helped them out. But, and more importantly, gave them some level. But, seeing as how I already did most of them, that would have helped me out. All I have to do now with Gladio and Ignis is try to survive. And by the way, all those wild swings, and you see my health being chopped, and he's not hitting me, he's hitting Ignis. As I had pretty much just got finished saying, every time Ignis takes damage, Gladio takes damage as well. As you can clearly see. So I'm taking double damage from a battle which Noctis would normally take regular damage. And this is called easy mode for some reason. Yeah, bravo. Bravo, Square Enix. And bravo to all the quote-unquote forums and, well, actually more like quote-unquote game journalists and all the forums who complained about this chapter. Because every time Ignis is hit, I'm going to be taking damage. And he's probably in the midst of battle somewhere. But I am blocking though. And look how much that multiplier went up. Because I blocked. It's only going to be there for a little while longer. Oh, and by the way, the higher that multiplier is also, I forgot to mention, the higher chance of you having critical hits. So, yeah, Gladio can fall really huge monsters with a couple of swipes. But he's a glass cannon, especially with Ignis around. As I was saying. I know I'm repeating this, but you see this happening right before your eyes. So we're getting close to where Noctis is. And that is where this chapter... Oh, wait. I thought there was something there. Oh, wait, there was something there. We're going to have to kill him. We're killing all of them. And, of course, Reapers. And, by the way, we've beaten all of these enemies before. There was only new enemy... I mean, there was only new demons, that showed up in Xenogatus. Which, quite frankly, the Gargantuan was one of those new enemies. So, let's see what's in here. Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt anything. You guys were just having yourselves a good time. Oh, and by the way, all of these Imperial soldiers coming after you, they were humans that were turned into demons, and they're hidden behind Iron Magitech suits, I guess. So now we've come to the second computer room. And by the way, this one leads to a boss battle.
Right here on the screen.
So, let's look at the computer.
If it's anything like the Citadel, there should be a barrier barring access.
Well, then we unbar it. You just tell me what to do.
Right.
Yeah, I know, I actually have a long pause here. And I paused it because it was after the end of that session. So I had to start a new session all over again.
Thieves cannot escape the hand of justice. The crystal is mine. Never shall I loose my grip. The crystal, the light, the power, all of it mine.
And Idolus has turned into Forest, which is actually a, well, recolor version of the Gargoyle enemy that we took on in the train. The only thing you need to worry about with Forest is him attacking Ignis, and he does some damage to Gladio. Whatever level you were at when you started this verse, it's going to be the level that you're going to be fighting these demons on. I will say this though. Fighting Forest with Gladio is actually harder than fighting Forest with Noctis. Because at least Noctis could actually avoid Forest at first, and then actually fight him off with the King's Sword. But unfortunately, that isn't the case here with Gladio and Ignis. Gladio has more of a chance to lose HP with Ignis being hit by Forest than what Noctis does, just him being hit by Forest. Oh, and by the way, the Ring of Lucii in the new build actually does kill Forest in one hit. So you honestly wouldn't have to run away. So, in other words, this battle that we're going through, it's actually a lot easier than what you think if you're playing as Noctis. And he's down.
I can't hear it anymore. Is it dead?
Not yet. Thing just disappeared. You never seen one that talked like that before.
No one's so fixated on the crystal.
I thought Ardyn said the demons were afraid
Maybe
of
like
the
moths
crystal.
to a flame. Or it may be one of the Empire's alternative facts.
Whichever it is, that monster is still on the loose.
And we need to find it before it finds Noct Incompetech.
No, Ardyn was not lying about the demons hating the crystal. The problem is Ardyn is just a dick. And I think Ardyn must have done something to the crystal. No, wait, correction. It was the crystal that probably turned Idolus into a demon in the first place. Which is probably why he was acting that way. So we were led astray on purpose, just so we could come here. And it looks like we're almost at Noctis's location. And Noctis, well, he should be not too far from here. As a matter of fact, he's right there.
That son of a bitch even...
Wait! Can't you hear that?
Hear what?
Noct's voice. I heard it. Clear as day. This way. Follow me.
Hey! Wait up!
And that is the end of verse 2 of chapter 13. Now, we pick up where verse 1 would actually end, where we reunite with Gladio and Ignis. And here's the thing about this. No matter what verse you do in chapter 13, you're still getting the King's Sword regardless. So, that means, as of this part, as of the next couple of minutes after this loading screen, I have officially gathered all 13 King Swords throughout the entirety of the game. All of the mandatory ones and the optional ones. Which means, after we beat the game, and once we do a couple of side quests, we would be all set and all ready to tackle the vaults. Which again, the vaults I'm not doing until a later date. Regardless, we're just gonna have to wait until this loading screen happens before we could take the helm of Noct again. Oh, and by the way, it's at this point we can still play as Gladio and Prompto, but let's just say we still can't play as Ignis. And with that said, I should be getting an achievement. Oh wait, actually no, the achievement's off screen. Oh wait, they don't show achievements. But here's the thing. I actually did get the achievement for getting all 13 King Swords. And as much as you love the Ring of the Luci, well, as of the update, when you first started, the Ring of the Luci didn't actually drain as much health as it normally would have. Whatever the case, when you do this, you will have to wait until your MP actually regenerates. And oh god, that really hurt.
There ought to be a kill switch nearby. Find it.
And there's there's Gladio and Ignis. And I better hurry this up before I get crushed. That's the only way I'm gonna stop this. And I'm saved. Just in the nick of time, of course.
That was close.
How the hell did you get here?
You're welcome.
Thanks.
After we were separated, we received help from the usual suspect.
That bastard's playing with us. But at least we're together.
All but one of us.
Reunited with your retainers at last. How very touching.
And the trolling just doesn't stop there. Now we're gonna have to try to find Prompto.
I pray you find your dear Prompto soon.
But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have to hold off on actually getting to Prompto until parts 80, actually. Yes. We're gonna be doing that in part 80 and possibly finishing up the rest of chapter 13. This is RVMan985. I really hope everyone is happy with all the bitching and complaining because they actually made verse 1 easier than verse 2. Oh, and by the way, Magitech armor's in verse 1, not verse 2.